your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hot and humid out there this evening, and we're looking at a few leftover showers and storms that are still out there. But like yesterday, in the past few days, once we go later on into the evening, they'll begin to fizzle out. Temperatures remain hot, though. 92 in Lincoln, as well as in Pontiac, Watseka, 91 in Paris, 90 in Mattoon, and 88 for Champaign, as well as Danville. So looking from Champaign's Bratcher weather camera on a roofing dog island, because occasionally we are able to see some towering cumulus clouds, and some of those end up becoming those little cells that produce some heavy rain and some lightning. Winds are also very light out there as well, unless you're near one of those storms, and you could have some gusty winds out of them. But overall, though, we're looking at things to diminish in terms of storm coverage, and we'll be looking at just clear and kind of foggy conditions over tonight, and especially very muggy. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
I just want justice for my son.
A son is dead and a family is pleading for answers, where the search is on for a hit-and-run driver.
Those in power should be held accountable.
And Ying Zhang was kidnapped and killed 3 years ago. Now one person is trying to make sure she's not forgotten.
A man's daughter was shot and killed in a random act of violence. What he's trying to do to prevent this from happening to anybody else.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 6.
Just let my son go to rest. Please.
A family in Vermilion County is pleading for someone to come forward after their son, Tyler Rodriguez, was killed early Saturday morning. The 26-year-old was walking along US 150 when he was hit. State police say he was about a half-mile west of Henning Road. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. Rodriguez's family says they need to know who did this to get closure. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting spoke to them. She has more.
He was loved by everybody. Everybody knew him by Opie or Tai. Everybody knew Tyler. Everybody loved Tyler.
It's one thing to lose a family member suddenly, but it's another to still have questions about what happened to them. That's the reality Tyler Rodriguez's family is facing. State police say he was killed early in the morning on July 4th while walking on US 150. He was around a half-mile west of Henning Road outside of Danville. Police say the driver left and hasn't come forward.
I just want justice for my son. If anybody out there knows anything, please, I'm just asking. All I want is to know what happened to my son. That's all I want. I don't care if you're scared, I understand.
Rodriguez's family says they don't know why he would have been walking west on US 150, but they believe someone knows something about the driver who killed him.
There's somebody who's seen this. That road is too busy. Too busy. Somebody's seen this, and they may have just thought it wasn't what it was. It just report it and let them investigate it. That's all we're asking. Please help us.
If this was your son, brother, uncle, cousin, you know, you would want justice. And if you've seen something that you might think doesn't mean anything, you never know. That could be that one tip that they need to break the case.
Without answers, Rodriguez's family says they may never be able to really say goodbye.
You gotta bury him and not even know. And you don't even know. That's the hardest thing. You're not supposed to bury your baby before you die.
In Danville, Courtney Bunting, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Investigators say the only thing they know about the car is that it was a silver sedan. If you have any information, you should call the state police. We have a number on our website. 2 people were taken to the hospital after being hit by a pizza delivery car. Happened at North 22nd and Olive Streets in Decatur last night before 10. A Domino's delivery car was driving south when it hit them. There's no update on their condition. Police continue to investigate. Urbana police are investigating after a man was shot several times. Happened this morning near Oregon Street and Urbana Avenue. Police were called to the scene before 5. The man said he was walking when 2 people approached him. They asked for a cigarette. He said he was giving them one when they pulled guns and demanded money. When he refused, he was shot 3 times in the legs. He's expected to be okay. Springfield police are investigating a morning homicide. It happened near North 11th and East Converse Streets. 29-year-old Willie Evans was shot outside a house. He died from a single gunshot wound. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward. Here's a follow-up now. A man from Ludlow who evaded police for days is headed back to Kentucky. Justin Hardin was arraigned on 1 count of being a fugitive from justice. He was wanted in Nelson, Kentucky for attempted murder after a grand jury's indictment in June. He turned himself into local police yesterday. Police tried to arrest him last week in Ludlow. Hardin took off before they could do so. In court today, Hardin chose to be voluntarily taken back to Kentucky. The state's charge against him was dismissed. A woman in California started an online petition to make sure Ying Zhang is not forgotten. Zhang died 3 years ago. She was a visiting scholar from China at the U of I who was kidnapped and killed by Brent Christensen. He was sentenced to life in prison. An online petition is trying to get justice for Zhang. The woman who started that petition says she wants U of I and the police department to look at their policies regarding treating mental health and how they deal with suspicious activity.
I think what's really important is that those in power should be held accountable and take the steps to create changes. So that's why I started the petition.
Since she started that petition last week, it's gotten dozens of signatures. We have some new details about 22-year-old Shamala Sanders, who was shot in the neck at the Garfield overpass in Decatur. She died tonight. Her dad and a group of people are meeting to find ways to help prevent young people from resorting to gun violence. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in Decatur. So, Jennifer, tell us more about what's happening.
Shamila's father had already planned on starting a work program for kids before she died. He works as a security guard at Stephen Decatur Middle School. He noticed that kids were getting sent out of class because of behavior issues. So he's also a landscaper and decided to teach the skills that he's learned to the kids so they can have something productive to do with their time. He wants to change the mentality of young people and create opportunities for them. So he's looking for people to sponsor these kids and offer their properties as places where they can mow lawns. And the point is to teach these kids how to react differently and more productively for both their good and their future. We'll have more on how you can help out with the program tonight at 10 on WCIA. Live in Decatur, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thanks. We'll look forward to that story at 10. Here's another update now. State police want help in their investigation of a former U of I cop. Gerald Sandage was arrested in April on charges of sexual assault, sexual abuse, and intimidation. He was in court today for a pretrial hearing. Police say they've learned new information about his habits. Sandage traveled frequently to Nashville, Tennessee, and stayed there. They're asking for people who know more about that to contact them. Sandage is locked up at the Piatt County Jail on $3 million bond. We are your local election headquarters. The recount for sheriff in Macon County is underway. In 2018, Tony Brown was declared the winner by a single vote over Jim Root. Root asked for a discovery recount, and enough evidence was found for that full recount. Today, the process got underway. Macon County Clerk Josh Tanner is overseeing that recount.
Ballots will be sorted by what the vote was cast for, either Mr. Brown, Mr. Root, an undervote or an overvote, or the parties will object to votes that they find questionable. All of that will be counted and then sent in a final report over to the circuit judge, Judge Benjamin.
The process is being done by hand and should take 3 to 4 weeks. It's the last thing a high school football coach wants to hear. What happens when a family member tests positive for COVID-19. Also tonight.
Plan A, Plan B, Plan C.
We're less than 2 months away from the start of the school year. How districts are making plans for a beginning like no other.
And it was hot and humid today with more in the way of those isolated pop-up storms in the afternoon, and they'll be fizzling out over the next few hours. Taking a look at our almanac today, though, we topped it at 93, so it was a hot one, and it did feel like 100 in many spots. And we're looking at basically the same forecast over the next few days with hot and humid conditions, some pop-up storms. The good news is, though, by the weekend it shouldn't be as humid, so we'll show that all coming up next.